Hello and welcome to the East Tampa Transportation Talks. My name is Alex Henry and I'd like to thank all of you for joining us today. The FDOT is dedicated to engaging our neighbors to preserve the quality of our communities. The Transportation Talks program is intended to create an open line of communication directly with the members of the community. Our approach is to have several outreach opportunities both in person and virtually to seek input from the citizens who live, work, and play along the selected corridors. This is the agenda for the day. There will be a heavy focus on community feedback. Jumping into the corridors, let's start with Hillsborough Avenue. The Hillsborough Avenue corridor is 3.5 miles long from I-275 to 56th Street. From the previous community meeting, the intersections of Nebraska Avenue, 30th Street, and 34th Street received feedback for desired landscaping opportunities and had concerns regarding stressful intersection crossings and traffic behavior. The Nebraska Avenue corridor is 2.1 miles long from I-4 to Hillsborough Avenue. Previously received feedback for the intersections of MLK, Lake Avenue, and Burrell Park included comments for landscape and crosswalk opportunities, but also suggested there are speeding concerns. The Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard corridor is 2.4 miles long from I-275 to 40th Street. Some of the intersections we got comments from previously were at Nebraska Avenue, 26th Street, 31st Street, and 32nd Street. And those comments included the need for more curb cutouts, lighting improvements, and additional turn lane opportunities. The last corridor we are looking at is the 40th Street corridor, which is 2.1 miles long from I-4 to Hillsborough Avenue. We did not receive any specific feedback locations. However, we did hear about the desire for corridor-wide light pole banners and additional lighting improvements. Let's take a look at this word cloud from our previous transportation talks. This is an overall representation of your community comments on these corridors. The larger the word, the more times it was mentioned. We broke these down into categories to further understand what is important to the community. Hardscape was at 36%. Safety was mentioned 35% of the time, followed by traffic operations and roadway maintenance. Take a moment to see how the FDOT is improving your community. From the 2022 Spring Community Conversations with East Tampa, FDOT received feedback on the community's desire for improved pedestrian connectivity and safety. To improve mobility, sidewalks along MLK Boulevard from Nebraska Avenue to 40th Street have been widened by converting the utility strips from grass to concrete. The work is ongoing and will be completed as material becomes available. At MLK Jr. Boulevard and 22nd Street, the northbound left turn lane was extended and an additional signal head was added, which provides a left turn signal phase. At 40th Street and Melbourne Boulevard, an additional southbound left turn lane and signal head were constructed, providing increased turning opportunities. At 40th Street and Columbus Drive, the southbound left turn lane was extended to provide additional storage. Along MLK at 12th Street, 96 total crashes occurred from 2017 to 2021. FDOT is looking at short and long-term improvements to help reduce crashes. Short-term improvements include installing a concrete divider along MLK to remove left turns onto 12th Street and remove the through movement. These improvements are anticipated to be completed this spring. Long-term improvements include installing a traffic signal at this intersection that will allow for restoring the left turn and through movements in a safer condition. Funding for these improvements is currently pending. Additional safety measures are planned at the intersection of MLK and Taliaferro Avenue, where 132 total crashes occurred from 2017 to 2021. To address safety, FDOT plans to extend the eastbound and westbound left turn lanes to provide additional storage for turning vehicles and improved operations. FDOT also plans to improve the visibility of traffic signal head indicators for the vehicles traveling on MLK and those exiting I-275. Additional signal heads will be installed to accommodate left turn lane extensions, and ground-mounted signals will be installed near the sides of the roadway for improved visibility. Hardened center lines will be constructed for pedestrian crossings at North Marguerite Street and Taliaferro Avenue. These improvements are being completed as part of the I-275 Capacity Improvements Project that is currently in construction. Moving on to the project development process, or how a project comes about. And this is just a little bit of an educational background of how the FDOT does business. We start with the planning phase. Planning identifies transportation needs and works with the Transportation Planning Organization, or TPO, to prioritize improvements. Following the flow chart, larger projects will go through Project Development and Environment, or PD&E, depending on certain criteria. That evaluates potential impacts and gathers input to guide decision making. Smaller scale projects can be moved straight to design. The third step is design, where the project's plans are developed and detailed for construction. Once the design has progressed to a certain phase, FDOT will start the right-of-way acquisition process. Construction of the project can then begin. See on the screen where we are right now is the East Tampa Transportation Talks. It is one of the many generators for future projects going into the pipeline with a focus on community concerns. If you or someone you know is looking for a career in construction, please visit onboardtampabay.com to learn more. If you did not know, Memorial Day to Labor Day is the 100 deadliest days for teen drivers. Talk to your kids, your nephews, your nieces. Tell them how much you care, and it only takes one crash to change their life and everyone's life around them. If you need help talking to a teenage driver or want additional resources, visit flteensafedriver.org. To view the online meeting materials, please look at the bottom of the screen or go to www.fdot.com/project/976/45261-1. Comments and questions for any of the material in this presentation can be submitted to the project manager, Elizabeth Winters, at the email shown on the screen. The FDOT will be hosting a follow-up meeting in the coming months to provide possible solutions for your concerns. Remember to sign up for email alerts on the project website, and we hope to see you at our next East Tampa Transportation Talks.